What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sip the Talent Films. And today we're going to be grading the 2025 NFL draft picks by the Baltimore Ravens. So I appreciate you guys for coming back. I appreciate you guys for tuning in all weekend since Thursday. I appreciate you liking the content. I appreciate you donating if you did. I appreciate the new subscribers for popping in. I appreciate the old subscribers for coming back. I appreciate all the love for everything for this weekend. This weekend has been great, and this should be a great accumulation of the weekend. This it's been a pretty good weekend, so to speak, and in my eyes, from my point of view, it's been a pretty good weekend. So what I'm going to do is going to go through each pick, each round, and slap a grade on it. And then on the back end, I'm going to open the phone lines up so I can hear what you guys think. The phone lines will be open once I finish with the grades, and I'll give you guys an opportunity to tell me like the picks that you like, the picks that you dislike, and what I will ask from you guys when there's just have reasoning. That's all I'm gonna ask. Just have reasoning. Just have reasoning behind, your gripes. Don't just come and say, "Hey, I hate that," and then it be crickets. Or just jump on and say, "EDC should be fired," and can't say why. Have some reasoning behind it. And the thing is with me is if you make great points, I don't have no quarrels with it. I just like for you to because you don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you, but I ain't gonna try to change your mind, and you're probably not gonna change mine, but you may bring up something that I didn't think about. And if you bring up something that I didn't think about, I'll be like, didn't think about that. Because that happened between Thursday night and Friday night. Something was brought up to my attention that kind of changed my mind about the initial pick. And then what transpired Friday, I was more comfortable about what happened Thursday. And now I'm ecstatic about what happened Thursday because of what happened Friday and Saturday. So we'll see, but let me give a few shout outs before we get started, and then we'll go from there. Osmond, what's up? What's up, Osmond, for coming through? I appreciate you. Everything's good, Osmond. Everything's good. Appreciate you, Jay, for coming through. Thank you, Jay. JB, what's good? JB says, please explain why we traded back and then missed on 4 idle. He was asked that question, and I didn't understand why we did it, and I didn't understand the answer he gave either, JB. So honestly, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I'm not sure. What's good, Aaron? Appreciate you for popping through. What's good, TY? Team Ramey coming through. What's good? Davon, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Davon. Appreciate you what you did today. I appreciate that big time. Appreciate it. Be like Davon. Davon jumped in, and he is the newest member of the Patreon. Davon is the newest member of the Patreon. So you want to be like Davon and join the Patreon at patreon.com/sip-the-tally. I have uploaded a boatload of film over there the past 3 days. Whether it be my commentary on what happened Thursday and Friday, or just film on the guys that we've picked up, and I'm not finished uploading. I think I've only gotten to Emery Jones. Scouring my contacts, trying to get stuff over there. So the Patreon is, and because I can't put it on YouTube because they acting stupid. So Patreon, I'm putting film over there, and the stuff that I'm pulling from that I'll be watching this week, you guys can watch it too, and you can kind of formulate your own opinion. So the film that I got, I'm giving it to y'all too. So that's what's going on over on the Patreon at this time. What up, Dewan? Cyborg, appreciate it. Marcus, I appreciate you for coming through. Still flocking. Thank you. Lisa, appreciate you for coming back. Hey, Coach, I'm not sure about Tyler Loop. I'll be waiting to give him a chance. However, no one compares to my friend Justin Tucker. That's an insurance thing, in my opinion. That's what I think that is, but I'll get into that once we get to Tyler Loop. What up, Jose? Appreciate you. The Don, appreciate you for coming through. Jay says A-, but we gonna get to all that. What up, G? What's good? Sebastian, Deshaun, habitual line stepper. We're going to get to all that. We're going to do individual grades. But let's go ahead and get into it. On this good Sunday. Is it afternoon yet? Yeah, good Sunday afternoon. It's after 1 o'clock. I'm tripping. Let me switch my scenes here. Bam. Got that going on. And so the first guy. Round 1, Thursday night. Right around maybe 11-ish o'clock or so. Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia. Quick story, when we did the Deep Cover Podcast bracket show with myself, Chris Just Joking, Kerry, Mike, and James Ogden, who actually had the opportunity to make a pick from London this weekend. We didn't put Malachi Starks in the bracket show because we didn't think he'd be there. And to get the best safety in the draft at pick 27 is an absolute steal. So my grade for Malachi Starks and us getting him at pick 27 is an A. I had a infatuation with Andrew Makuba because I didn't think we would get Malachi Starks. I didn't think he would be there at pick 27. So I kind of was trying to find me a guy that I felt like we could get in the second or third round and that could be what we needed him to be so Kyle can kind of do other stuff. But we got a top 2 safety and not 2. And so for Malachi Starks, my grade is an A. My grade is an A for Malachi Starks. All right, let's move on. Round 2. How in the holy heck did this happen? Round 2, pick 59. Now, we all know what's said about Mike, and I don't know the particulars of it. I don't know how much is still looming, how much is over with, but apparently they've done their research and they're comfortable with it. Apparently other teams didn't do their research or just wasn't comfortable with it. But we got, in my opinion, the second or third best pass rusher in the draft in the second round at pick 59. And if I could put a 700 pluses on the screen, I would put A plus 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 plus. And on top of that, to see him in his call with Eric DeCosta, man, I almost broke down. I was wondering who was cutting onions in here, and ain't nobody here but me. I was wondering who was cutting onions around this joint. That, and then to go back and just watch the tape again, like, and not watch it like fast because I'm doing like multiple guys and trying to get ready for the Draft Junkie show with Chris. But just to focus on just him, it's a thing of beauty, man. It's a thing of beauty. And I really, really, really think we got us one. I really think we got us one. I do. I think we got us an elite guy. And I wish I know Chuck. I know Chuck was dancing the jig when this pick came through. I know Chuck probably went and got him a sip of whatever the expensive yak he may drink if he drink. And he can't wait to get to work. Chuck got him one right there. So that's 2 A's. I got to write this down so I can try to average it out at the end. So it's an A for round 1, an A for round 2. Yeah, I saw a couple people say the Ravens edited the call, but the call I saw, I don't know who I saw it from. I saw them talking about riding together or whatever it was. I saw that. The one, whichever one that was, I saw the comments. So let's go to the next one. Let me take this A off. Emery Jones, 3rd round, pick 91. So, guard. We have an issue at guard. Well, we the fans think we have an issue at guard. I don't know if the Ravens brass feel like they have an issue at guard, but somewhere along the line, we need some offensive line quality depth. Emery Jones played tackle at LSU and has been implanted in their lineup since getting there. And this is what I feel. I feel like Emery Jones was picked round 3, pick 91, not to play tackle yet, but to come in and battle for a guard spot. And if something so should happen to one of those tackles, bam, there's your opportunity to play tackle. So the same thing that I thought that they would maybe do for Josh Simmons, here's Emery Jones in round 3. Now, just because we got Emery Jones in round 3, Emery Jones is not a bad player. When me and Chris was doing Draft Junkies, Emery Jones was one of the names I said I like. And I bit my tongue, but I almost said in some of the cases, Emery Jones looked just as good as Will Campbell. But I stopped short of saying it because it wasn't true all the times. It was just certain flashes where Emery looked as good as Campbell, but Campbell a freaking dog. Emery is not Campbell. That's why I stopped short of saying it. It was certain flashes and certain plays where Emery looked really, really good, but Emery's not Campbell. But Emery's a really, really good football player. Emery could push for that left guard spot if that's what they're going to do to him. And if I'm not mistaken, chat, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. They might have announced him as a guard. They might have announced him as a guard. And for this pick, I'm going to give him a B. So that, for me, that's 2 A's and a B. There's 2 A's and a B. All right. Let's go to round. Well, I don't know if it's round 4 because we did like I ain't gonna talk about the trades because I don't remember all that stuff and whatnot. It's so we just doing with the final product because I know we did a bunch of trading and some of the stuff made sense, some of it did not. It is what it is at this point. We still ended up with 11 freaking picks. All right, so let me give you a little story about this guy right here. So Combine comes up and they're talking about explosion and guys that did the vertical jump and got to 40. And if you get 40 on a vertical, that means you're a really explosive player. This guy was one of those guys that had 40 at the combine on the vertical. And I'm like, man, who is this cat? And he ran well. So I went and watched a little bit of tape on him. I'm thinking, maybe this dude, we might want to look into this dude. And I wrote his name down, but eventually because I didn't really like looking at linebackers, I kind of put it off and I put it off and I put it off and never really got back to him. But he's the only linebacker name I wrote down on my notepad. The only one. And we end up getting him. So once we picked him up, I ain't gonna tell you, yesterday I was dog tired. But when we picked him up, I had my laptop beside me. So I pulled up the one game I found at the time and I just was letting it run while the draft was still on and I was looking at it on my laptop. I can't remember who it was. But when I tell you he was balls to the wall every play, did he make every play? No. But he was flying around. And then toward the end, when I was like, meh, he started making plays. And he had one hustle play where they threw like a bubble screen. He blew up the blocker and made the tackle and forced the fumble. And the other guy picked it up. And I don't know if he scooped and scored, but I'm like, oh, I sat up then. Then he made a couple more plays after that where the guard or something tried to go to second level. He took the guard and threw him out the way, then made a tackle for like a 1-yard gain. And I'm like, hold on now. This dude can play a little bit. And so that struck my interest. So I found 2 more games this morning. So I think I put 3 games on Patreon this morning. I know the Miami game. I can't remember what other 2 games, but I put 3 games on Patreon this morning. And the good thing about this, well, the good thing about him for me is now Trent Simpson either got a S or get off the pot. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Trent Simpson either got an S or get off the pot. Because you got a guy that's going to push him. You got one of those hustle guys that ain't going to take not a now rep off. Not one. He going to push him to the brink of pushing him. He ain't going to take not one rep off. So Trent, either you're going to get your stuff right or this young fella is going to. This is the type of player that's going to be in the film. The coach going to be in a film room meeting and say, Trent, you see how Teddy running to the ball like this? Why you ain't doing this? Trent, you see how Teddy dropped in coverage like this? Why you ain't doing this? That's what kind of player Teddy. And Teddy may not have the ounce of athleticism that Trent got, but because he plays so hard and runs so hard and runs so fast, he going to be the type of player that the coach be like, why you can't do it like this? And that's what I'm saying. So Trent better get his stuff together. And just off sure mental games that they're playing with Trent Simpson, I'm going to give this a B. Because even though Buchanan may be just a straight special teams guy, the fact that they're going to make Trent get his stuff together and we may end up with a dynamic duo with Trent Simpson and Roquan, I give this a B. And it, because Teddy may end up beating Trent out and being a good linebacker. But because of you got the option for Trent to get his stuff together and play well, or Teddy to come in and eventually be a great, Jay Mill just said it too. He could end up being a great special teams player. Well, I ain't no end up. Teddy will be a great special teams player. Ain't no end up. He will be a great special teams player as well. What up, Sean? So for that, I give it a B. So we got 2 A's and 2 B's so far. All right, going to the next pick. All right, so next pick, round 5, 141, Carson Vincent from Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama. HBCU school, SWAC school. Tell you why I like this pick. Carson is going to be a tackle. Carson was a Senior Bowl guy. Carson has film out there at the Senior Bowl blocking the Bengals' number 1 draft pick. Now, is he polished like that to come in? No. But he showed flashes of being a guy that can eventually be a guy. So this is your project. This is your Ronnie down the line replacement. This is a guy that needs to be attached to Ronnie Stanley's hip. He needs to go everywhere that Ronnie goes with the exception of the bathroom. Every meeting Ronnie's in, be there. Every rep Ronnie's takes, take it like behind him. Like mental reps. Whatever Ronnie does, mimic it. Because when Ronnie decides to hang it up in 2 years from now, this guy can step in there. Because he is a massive individual as well with really good feet. He just needs to learn the pro game, and get pro reps. Because his first what's the word I'm looking for? First high level set of reps was at that Senior Bowl. And while he didn't do great, he didn't do bad either. And so when I go back and give you some Carson Vincent film study, it will only be his Senior Bowl stuff. So for that, I give this one a C. Because this one can go either way. This one could, down the line, this one could be an A. But it could also be a D. But I think this is a low risk pick. A low risk pick with high reward. Extremely high reward. All right, so this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got 6 more to go. TY says Vincent's interview had me liking him more. Said he needs more. He needs football. Hey, nothing like that. Guys that need it will do more. They'll go harder because they know they don't have there's no backup plan. If I gotta make this work, they're gonna make it work. If I gotta make this work, they're gonna make it work. If they know there's nothing to go back to, they'll do whatever. All right, next up, 6th round, pick 178, Billal Kone. Born in the United States, sent to Africa, then came back to the United States. This one was kind of a head scratcher to me. He was a Senior Bowl guy as well. Started in JUCO, went to one school, then finished in Western Michigan. This was a head scratcher. This was a didn't have the few little clips I've seen from the Senior Bowl didn't kind of look B Steve-ish to me. Now, I'm not gonna regulate him to just straight B Steve-ish because his frame like I just don't know yet. I gotta go do some for real research on it. But just off the top of the dome and the little bit that I saw about him, story is awesome. But I feel like we could have went a different direction at this pick. This is probably going to be the lowest grade I give him right here. I do need to watch more of it, Jay. I do need to watch more of it. I do. I will admit, I do need to watch more of it. I do. I do need to watch more of it. I agree. But this for now, and I'll revisit this later on. I will revisit it later on. But for right now, this is D. For right now. Oh, I wrote B and just said D out my mouth. For right now. And the first thing is I may have to go find the tape because I ain't interested in the highlights. I got to go find the tape. I ain't interested in the highlights. I got to go find the tape. I go find the tape. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Tyler Loop. So we all know what may or may not be coming down the pipe with Justin Tucker. And what Tucker has done for the Baltimore Ravens does not need to be said. It's understood. And when you're dealing with kickers, a lot of people just go the UDFA route. If I'm not mistaken, Tucker was a UDFA. But this day and age, when you want a good one, you probably better draft one because they're not, Borealis got drafted from Miami, and he was probably the best one. I think the kid from Florida State was pretty good. And I don't know if the kid from Florida State got drafted. And then this kid. So I understand why we picked him. Was this kind of early? If you find one you want, you better get him. So got a pretty strong leg, and I understand why we did it. This is insurance in case we know what potentially may happen, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. With that being said, that's a beat for me, because it's what I was about to say would have been in bad taste. That joke was in bad taste. I'm gonna leave that joke out. B. Man, that was in bad taste, especially with what Tucker got going on. But B, I'm gonna laugh at myself though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Let's move on. Next one. All right, one of my favorite picks of this draft. So if you follow me, and I was doing my mock draft series, right around 210 to 203, I was picking up Jimmy Horn. And like all of my mock drafts, 203, 210, I was getting Jimmy Horn. So I was expecting him to go around this range. Never once did I think about getting LaJohntay Wester, because I like both of those kids. I really do. But when this name came across, I wasn't mad about it at all, because I immediately knew his role on this team. I immediately knew LaJohntay's role on this team as kick returner. This is our kick returner right now. Like, he has a role defined on this team. He is a punt returner, and I think he could share kick return duties with Keith Mitchell. Now, immediately draft for a role right now, and I like it. This is a need field. Like last year when we picked up Hardy, I hated it.
You locked in. Keep staying locked in. And
appreciate it. Who is that? Appreciate it, Jawayne224. Appreciate you for subbing. Appreciate you. Thank you. An immediate role, and I loved it. Loved the pick. Tremendous production as a receiver over the past 2 years. Colorado's number 2 receiver. It wasn't Travis, it was LaJohntay. Jimmy was hurt a little bit, but if it wasn't Travis, it was LaJohntay. Before he got to Colorado, 100 and some catches at FAU or FIU, one of the schools in South Florida. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was FAU. 100 and some catches at FAU. 70 some catches last year at Colorado. Who would have thought a kid this small catching a Hail Mary in the rain? 0 time on the clock. But he did. Couple punt returns. Moment was never too big for him. Never too big for him. Love this pick. Then his homeboy Jimmy went about 2 picks later to the Carolina Panthers. Love this pick. I give it a B. He has an immediate role right now. You are the punt returner. Go be the best punt returner that you can be. Now, as far as him playing receiver, I don't think he has an option yet to do that. Just think about what's in front of him. D-Hop, Flowers, Bateman. I forget the other names. I'm gonna show you in a minute. But I don't think he's getting the rotation yet at receiver. I think that mountain is too big to climb. But we're gonna look at the roster in a minute, G. We're gonna look at the roster in just a minute. But I don't think he plays receiver yet. But punt returner, he can do that. He can do that. And maybe when we blow people out, which I think will happen, maybe he'll get a few receiver reps. But trust me, he can work that slot. He can work the slot. He can do that. He can do it. All right, so let's go move to the next one. Robert Longerbeam. 6th round, pick 212, cornerback out of Rutgers. If I'm not mistaken, he either led whatever conference Rutgers in or led NCAA and PBUs. For that alone, B. And the clips that I saw, did he give up catches? Yes. Did he give up catches? Yes. But he was the king of giving up a catch, and when you thought you was finna turn the ball up to go get some yak, knock it out. Knock it out. Yeah, I caught this ball. Let me go get me some yak. Boom, ball on the ground. What the? That's what I saw in the highlights that I saw. Now, when I go back and look at tape, we'll see. We'll see. Will he be better than BST? I think so. But that is yet to be seen. That's yet to be seen. But the fact that he getting the ball out, I love it. I love it. His arms are super. That's what I loved about it, Pimp. That's what I loved about it, Pimp. Super long arms. And you can never have enough DBs. You can never have enough corners. Because you never know what happened. One year we felt like we had enough corners, and within 3 days of camp, 4 of them was hurt. Caillou Blue Kelly. I forget the little short one that we liked. Crap. I can't remember his name. He got hurt and then somebody else. Then we was down. I skipped Peebles? I thought I ain't got the Peebles yet. I ain't skipped Peebles. Oh, yeah, I did skip Peebles. I just put them in wrong order. My bad. I put them in the wrong order. Here go Peebles right here. My bad. I put them in the wrong order. My bad, Osmond. There go Peebles right there. 2 picks before Longerbeam. I put them in the wrong order. My bad. So now I got to go back to my count. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. Let me get my count right. So let me go back to my C. So I gave Kone a D. I gave Loop a B. I gave LaJohntay a B. Longerbeam, I gave a B because he gonna be a special teamer too. I can see Longerbeam a blocking kicks too because of them long arms. And now we have Peebles. Peebles, 6th round, pick 210. This was actually 2 picks before Longerbeam. Like I said, like Osmond said, or whoever said it, I skipped Peebles. Osmond said I skipped Peebles. I did. Me and Chris did a defensive line episode. There was the episode that we had Vach on, and Peebles was in that episode. So if you want to, it's right around the 22-minute mark we start talking about Peebles. So if you want to go check that out when this is over with, please go do so. It's too pretty darn good. Remember I talked about Mike Green's spin move yesterday? His spin move it ain't Mike Greenish, but it ain't far behind it, but it's on the inside. Smaller guy, darn good athleticism, and elite power, and understands leverage and how to use it on the inside. A lot of people that don't understand football and that just are height, weight, size guys, they look at him like, look at this small dude, and they complaining. Them the people that I know don't understand football. You get guys in there that can understand leverage and that can move. You slant him. You get him in pass rush situations. You bring him in on third down to pass rush with Matter BK. To get this caliber of pass rusher and move guy in the 6th round, come on, EDC. Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on. Will he get a fair shake, JB? He's gonna be a third down. He gonna come in as a specialist. He gonna come in as a specialist. I don't expect him to come in and be a run guy. I expect him to come in, like when we get people in 3rd and long. You send peoples out there. Don't send people out there on 1st and 10. Don't send peoples out there on 3rd and 2. Don't send peoples out there on 4th and 1. No. You got a specialist. Mike Green, specialist. Because you got your base guys. Now you got guys, young guys, that they do certain things well. Go let them do them certain things well. And then they can grow their game to other stuff. They can grow their game into other stuff. Mike Green can grow into be a better run player. Peoples can grow his game to be a better run player. But they are elite at certain traits. Let them go be elite at that. Mike Green, because he's so fast, he's sneaky good at the run game, especially if you're trying to run away from him. Remember them clips where they was trying to run inside zone away from him I showed y'all yesterday? He was running that stuff down. Look just like TJ Watt. Look just like TJ Watt running that stuff down. And then last but not least, Garrett Dellinger, the 3rd O-lineman. Don't know much about Garrett. I know he played guard at LSU. The teammate of Emery Jones. Just off of addressing the O-line and getting a guard, and not a guy that you're moving to guard, just getting a legit guard. I want to put an I here, but I'm going to give it a grade simply because you addressed a position that I felt like needed multiple bodies at it. You threw 3 of the 11 picks at O-line, and I love that. Now, how good is Garrett is yet to be seen. Like I said, I put 3, maybe 4 LSU games on Patreon this morning. I myself got to go back and watch them. I've watched Emery, but when I was watching the tape, I wasn't watching Garrett because Garrett wasn't along my Garrett wasn't on my come on, Malik. Wasn't on my radar, but he will be on my radar again, and it's gonna make the watch better because I can watch 2 guys at one time. So just for addressing the position with multiple bodies. And now we got competition, and hopefully it'll be legit competition. C. And that's what I got. So to recap, make sure I got 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11. Just to recap. Let me go back to the beginning. All right, to recap. See if this will act right. Let me try something. All right. Maybe this will work. All right, to recap. So for Starks, I had an A. For Green, I had an A. For who's next? Jones, I had a B. For who's next? Buchanan, I had a B. Carson, I had a C. I had a D for Kone. B for Loop. B for Webster. B for Longerbeam. A for Peebles, even though I had them out of order. And a C for Dellinger. Those are my grades for this 2020. Let me stop there. Stop. God dog it. Went too fast for me. All right, this is how they fit in the roster. This is how they fit. So, and this is not like an official depth chart. This is just me just adding the guys to what I already had and the position they play. You see Kone and Longerbeam added to the corner positions. You see Green added to the edge positions. You see Peebles added to the defensive tackle positions. Buchanan to the linebacker spot. And Starks added to the safety spot. And again, I got Sparks behind Sanusi Kane, but that's not because I think that's where he's going to be. I was just adding the rookies to the team, and I wanted put a little color behind them and whatnot. So that's no disrespect saying those guys are be in that position. I also did the same thing on the offensive end, and that you see, and I think Jones is going to be a guard, but I just put him at tackle because he played tackle. Well, I'm lying. I put him at tackle because we didn't have tackle bodies on this graphic. We only had 2 tackle bodies on this graphic, Stanley and Rosengarten, so I just felt like I needed to put Jones at tackle. But he's probably going to play guard. And you see Vincent at tackle, Jones at tackle, Dellinger I put at guard, and then you see Webster behind the boatload of slot guys that are technically on the roster. Hopkins, Miller, Wade, and Wester. I want to call the man Webster, but it's Wester. I'll be saying it wrong. All right. So now, I got something else on here. I can't remember what it is. What else I got on here? Oh, the UDFAs. These are the UDFAs that I saw that we signed. I saw Chris talking about somebody. I don't know. Chris was talking about a kid from Nebraska. Is Chris, you still here? If Chris still here, who was that kid from Nebraska you was tweeting about? But this is the list I saw of potential UDFAs. I don't know how accurate this is and whatnot, and I don't know anything about any of these guys. I got to do homework about these guys. I don't know anything about it. You got a linebacker, Jay Higgins out of Iowa, wide receiver Jamal Banks out of Nebraska, cornerback Marquise Robinson out of Arkansas, wide receiver Keytron Jackson out of Baylor. He probably fast because Baylor keeps speed, guys. Cornerback Kenyon Martin out of Louisiana Lafayette. Linebacker Jacob Dobbs out of James Madison. Offensive tackle Reed Hoxley out of Miami, Ohio. Running back Son Knowlton out of Monmouth. I saw somebody tweeting about him because he got a bunch of touchdowns. But we had a running back out of Monmouth a couple years ago, and he ain't sniffed the field either. Chris must be gone. Chandler Martin out of Memphis, linebacker. And they say he might be one of the best linebackers, the undrafted linebackers. I saw that too. And then Jason Jones out of Auburn. Those are the guys that I've seen so far. But I did see Chris tweeting about a defensive tackle. And I don't know if we signed that guy too from Nebraska. So I was trying to see if he was still here. I don't know if he did. Do you guys know about a defensive tackle we signed out of Nebraska? I think he was like number 0 or number 8 or something like that. Something like that. Somebody say like Chandler Martin. Yes. I saw somebody say Chandler Martin was like the best UDFA out there as far as linebackers. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition to the phone lines. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to transition to the phone line. So give me a second to set that up. Second to set this. Oh, he did sign. Okay, appreciate you, Raymond. Appreciate it. transition, get the slideshow down. Oh, we already got people over here.
There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
All right. Let's roll. Let me make sure we good. So the phone lines are open. Why is that? Let me make sure I gotta make sure the number is coming through. Then I'll be ready. Hold on, callers. Give me 30 seconds and I'll be ready for you. 30 seconds. Gotta make sure that the number rolls out to everybody else because I'm in a different scene. I thought I had this open, but I didn't. Timers. Where's my number? There it is. Let me change this so it goes out faster. 3 and 3. 3. Then we ready to roll. That should start popping up now. Nut, that's his name, Blackula. Nut Masher. That's his name. That's it. Nut Masher. Hut Masher, whatever that is. I know I probably butchered that. All right. First caller should be ready to roll. All right, what's your name and what you got for me today? What you think about that draft from this weekend?
What's up, Coach? My favorite thing about this draft is I think we addressed our depth in a good way and gave it our team a chance to get the best of the best guys out there. So there's a couple picks that I'm not so sure on, but I feel like everybody feels the same way, you know. But I'm gonna speak on a couple picks that I really like. I love the Aeneas Peebles pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great guy. I watched his tape and he's just good. But I'm sorry, Coach, I gotta go. I have something going on.
Okay.
But I really that's my favorite pick. But yeah, thanks, Coach.
Okay, appreciate you. Hey, it be like that sometimes. I don't know how long he had been there either. But I'm gonna bring my guy that damn dub up. But again, the phone lines are lit. So if you want to talk about your draft picks and your draft choices and whatnot, call in. The number should be scrolling. There it is, the number right there right there. You got it lit right there. So do what you need to do. Dub, what's good?
Coach, top of the morning, brother, man. How you living?
Top of the morning to you. What's good? How you doing today?
Man, I can't call it blessed and highly favored, man. Just want to call in and give my insights on the draft. To start, man, I think my favorite pick, not because we share the same last name or anything, but Mike Green. I love the Mike Green pick, man. I don't always subscribe to the EDC way of looking for gems, guys that slide down in the draft, but in this scenario, I think it worked out beautifully for us because it's a position of need. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of us haven't been too high on David Ajabo, and, we're still waiting on Tavius Robinson to turn the corner. He's showing some signs of potential and growth. But it's been a while, really, since Terrell Suggs, and I guess you can stretch it into the days of Elmis Dumerville, maybe even Matt Judon, that we haven't really had a dominant pass rusher. But he's got all the makings to be the next great Raven pass rusher. It's unfortunate why the young man fell in the draft, but yet and still, for us to get our hands on him where we did, it screams of great value. I think the best pick, just talent for talent, player for player, has to be the Starks pick, of course, what he can do for us and being able to go with our 3-safety look with our Darius and Kyle Hamilton. Mm-hmm. We'll be able to disguise a lot of coverage and allow our front seven to generate pass rush. But, again, to piggyback on the Mike Green pick, we won't have to generate and scheme up pass rush as much if Mike Green is who we project him to be. We can just rely on the guy to beat the man in front of him, use his array of moves, not just be a one move, okay, now I'm stoned at the line kind of guy. We got to be able to get Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and all these other quarterbacks at the very least under pressure, if not on their backside. Then looking at the rest of the picks, I love the Carson Vincent pick. I'm all for protecting our main chess piece in Lamar Jackson. So I was telling a couple of my guys on my semi-pro team, we need to beef up our line. Well, you guys got Lamar Jackson, and according to how y'all was graded and ranked last year, y'all had one of the best O-lines. I said, well, that's because you're not looking beneath the surface. If you really watch Raven football, you would see our interior is pretty poor at times. You know what I'm saying? So I get Falele was a Pro Bowl alternate and all that, but we need help up front. Ronnie Stanley is aging and injury prone, and we just got a lot of question marks depending on youth throughout the rest of the line. So, yeah, we can project guys to be solid pieces and you know, protect Lamar, but I don't want to roll the dice on protecting our $60 million quarterback. Let's just do it. Get the best guys up front that we can find. We didn't really strike too much gold in free agency, so we got to find gems in the draft, and I think we did that with the Vincent pick. Low-key, I like the Tyler Luke pick, the kicker out of Arizona. You know what I'm saying? A lot is undetermined with what's going to happen with Justin Tucker. So we have to find another leg to, at the very least, come in and give him some competition in camp. If not, just replace him. We don't know what his future is here right now. So I like that pick. I like the Wester kid out of Colorado. He can add some depth to the receiver room. I'm looking at the rest. I like the Teddy Buchanan pick. He's a sideline linebacker. I think he's everything we hoped. What's my man's name?
Queen?
The linebacker next to Roquan.
Simpson.
Mm-hmm. I think he's everything. Yeah, I think he's everything we hoped Trent Simpson would be. Simpson has shown flashes, but he hasn't just quite turned the corner. So I like this Buchanan kid. At the very least, he can contribute in special teams and some spot reps and defense, but I love that pick. I like the Jones kid out of LSU. He's going to be solid. This is one of EDC's better drafts to me. I haven't always been his biggest supporter or fan, but I really like the makings of this draft, and I think overall I give it a B+ to an A-, somewhere in that ballpark. What you think, Coach?
I agree. I went into it saying that there's no way 11 picks make this roster. So leaving this draft, I think some of the people that are on the roster now gets cut. I think most of these guys make it, and some people that are on the roster, like, they're going to get cut. And I think I think most of these guys make it, whether it be practice squad or not, and some people on the team get like all these guys may not make the 53, but they'll be Ravens and maybe get to the practice squad, and some other guys get straight out cut.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. I don't know if we bring guys like Brent Urban back. I mean, he's a long-standing Raven just because he provides depth and knows the system and is a fan favorite and all that. But at some point, we got to get guys in here that's actually going to be difference makers, not just contributors, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's time we turn the page on, you know, Ravens of yesteryear and get some fresh blood and young legs in here because Lamar's not getting any younger or any healthier. So we got to capitalize on this Super Bowl window we find ourselves in, man. It's not just about winning for Lamar. It's about the organization and the fans reaping the benefits of our loyalty. This team deserves more than 2 Super Bowls at this point. So, you know, we all got our gripes about Harbaugh, but if we just effectively build this roster, maybe we can work through Harbaugh's inefficiencies as a head coach. You know, it's not that we hate the guy. We just hate the job that he hasn't quite done for the public praise that he gets in the media. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for this team to capitalize on the window we find ourselves in, and I'm a lot more optimistic than I was when the season ended. We got to really put our feet to the metal and sure up a number 1 seed, 2 at the least, to make sure we got home field advantage and gives ourselves the best chance to cash in on our chips, man.
I agree 100%.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, it's always good to hear from you, man. Love you, you know what I'm saying? And go Ravens. You know how I'm going at the end of the day, man. I'm sinking with the ship if need be, so y'all all out there, man, take care. Keep supporting the team. Let's stay in good spirits, and go Ravens.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yes.
That damn Dub, great call as always. As always. We're going to move on to our next caller. Got my man Marcus, who called in at the last call-in show. And Marcus is the reason we having the show today. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. Marcus is the reason we having the show today. He put the seed in my head to have it. So what's good, Marcus?
What's up, Coach? How everything going?
It's going, man. Hey, great weekend in my opinion. But what you think?
I give it a great weekend. I don't give it an A+ or like all everybody's saying. I give it a B.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason why I give it an A for the players, B for the plan.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because only thing is, it's like I like Emery Jones, but we could have got a better Emery Jones in the earlier round. Like everything, like I was saying, everything failed like perfectly if the draft, if I predicted with the draft, everything fell perfectly because you still could have got Winston or Watts after 91 because they went after 91. That's the only thing I'm saying. If you want to say Starks going to be the third safety rotation in, you could have got that in the third round, and got your O-line that is a starter, automatic starter, not, he going to be competing. No, automatic starter in the first round. So that's the only thing I see. That's the only gripe I have. Honestly, the only gripe I have is that.
When we talked last time, Marcus, I was a little bit on the not liking Starks at that spot, liking the player but not liking him at that spot. But after I sat back and thought about it and mulled on it, we don't have the greatest track record at drafting guys that have an injury situation. And so I think that's what scared them off of Simmons.
Winston, yeah.
And it probably was the right thing to do, which kind of what made me be like, okay, we got the healthy and then a number one guy at a position. And then looking back afterwards. So I'm just telling you why I changed, the way I felt the last time we talked. And so I'm thinking
I just wanted us to be a little bit more aggressive in the first round and getting an elite online since all our rivals had gotten defensive line. So I was like, well, you got to compete somehow. So let's get an O-lineman like a Jackson or a Zabel that could compete with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because Mason Graham, like I was saying last call before my phone got disconnected, Mason Graham, and Coach, you could contest to this, Mason Graham is the best D tackle out of the last 3 drafts. That's who Cleveland just got. The best D tackle out of the last 3 drafts. And you want Andrew Voorhees and Falele to block that. That's just like the mind. But everything else, I like Buchanan. I like him as a depth piece. The Vincent kid at Alabama A&M, I like it, he's a depth piece. But I got to tell people, 2 years when Ronnie leaves, we're going to say we need an elite left tackle. So I don't know how he's going to fit in. And
he's a project, definitely a project.
And also, I also believe that we was keeping all 11 picks because knowing how our team operates, but all of our 22 starters, maybe a few, don't play in preseason, so they need bodies for the preseason. These are preseason bodies right now. They are all collecting preseason bodies because none of our starters is going to start during the preseason. They're not going to play. Right. So we need bodies for preseason. So that's why we have all 11 picks, y'all. We didn't trade because we need preseason bodies for that. And so I believe we had a pretty good draft and everything, but I'm kind of get on a little rant real quick, just a little bit, because I knew when the rumors started, it wasn't coming from the Ravens. It was coming from Baltimore media and some Baltimore content creators. Y'all, don't put the rumor out there that Mark Andrews is out there for a trade when none of the national media picked it up for 3 months. Y'all kept pushing that, and none of the national media picked it up. And when they went to John Harbaugh, the actual, Mark Andrews is a John Harbaugh guy. And when John Harbaugh say, hell no, he's not going nowhere, why didn't we believe that? We kept believing in EDC, who kept saying, yeah. I'm like, come on, y'all. Runs the team. We forget John Harbaugh runs the team. If John Harbaugh wants a player to stay, he would stay. You know why? How many players that we should have traded, but they were John Harbaugh players, and they stayed?
All of them.
Only one person got traded.
Through the whole weekend, and it wasn't even a sniff of a trade for.
Thank you. He didn't have there were no trade partners, and I felt like Baltimore media and some Ravens content creators were pushing that because they was mad over the playoff game. It's a play, and it is a game. Yes, we are mad, but you gotta get over it because, Coach, I know you play football. I played football in high school and some in college. Plays happen.
Yep.
It happened like that. Yeah, you mad, but you gotta keep it moving.
Let me defend my point right quick before you go on. I wasn't mad over the plays because he made multiple boo-boos in the game. I wasn't mad over the plays. I was mad how he handled it afterwards.
Right, I understand, but that
nobody can be a trade. Game.
But that don't cause to trade him because I was we were talking earlier. I said, do the Ravens believe Charlie Kolar could do Isaiah Likely tight end 2? If he's not going to put up the same numbers as Isaiah Likely as tight end 2, then you don't trade Mark Andrews. And clearly, they don't believe in Charlie Kolar enough because when Andrews got hurt the year before and wasn't playing good in the beginning of the season, you didn't see Charlie Kolar in the passing game like that. You didn't. He was mainly in the running game. So that, to me, they don't believe in Charlie Kolar to be that tight end 2 receiver weapon. That's just to me. I didn't never believe that Mark Andrews was getting traded. That's my point right there. And so that I would say, I don't know about the kicker situation. Hey, you just need kickers. I understand. With that, I just feel like we should have been a little bit more aggressive. But I feel like we're gonna be good. I think Starks gonna actually be a good player for us. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a real good, versatile type of, making little game-changing plays. And so I think he's going to be good. I like the Mike Green pick. I feel like he's going to have 6.5, 8 sacks. That's my total for him. I think he's going to have that 6.5, 8 sacks, that third down defensive, that third down pass specialist that we never had. So I think it was a good draft for just depth and stuff like that. And I know this is a little off topic from Ravens side, but I want to say this. By the middle of the season, Shedeur Sanders is going to be starting for Cleveland. Because if you know talent, Shedeur is better than all three of them combined. I'm just going to tell people that right now. Because the players going to see when they step out on that field who's good. I was always going to say players know talent. Yep. And the reason why I say that, because some people in the other stream had other Ravens players, and they were talking about Andrew Voorhees. And I know how, you used to be a player, and they used to say about one player, you be like, yeah, he's good, quote, unquote, meaning that, because I'm not going to say what stream, but King Mitchell was on there, and they said, we got Malachi Starks, he looking like he's looking like we need a line. That's the face he had. I was like, because King Mitchell is running behind these dudes in practice. He know if our own line is not good or not. I don't know why we just imagining things. So even I think with Charlie Kolar and Pax Ricard on the string, they was looking kind of iffy when they asked about Andrew Voorhees. So I mean, if players,
I'm about to go look and see.
Iffy, and then you just didn't get it. But hey, I just feel like we're gonna have a good roster. I can't wait to the schedule. I know you probably do a call-in for the schedule. I believe we could do have another 12 or 13 win season. Actually, for real, if you look at if you take it to the how our division rivals and our competition actually did, a lot of people didn't like Cincinnati draft. They said they had the worst draft. A lot of people didn't like the Steelers draft.
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
I'm gonna go look at everybody's and see, because I want to see who.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
A lot of people who.
Panthers.
Yeah, they like the Cleveland Brown draft. Mm-hmm. Cleveland Brown got a good draft, and they already had a good team. It was just the quarterback. Don't get fooled, y'all. Cleveland was a good team if they had a decent quarterback. They would have made the playoffs. And to me, if they have another a decent quarterback, they're going to make the playoffs, because I don't think the Steelers and the Bengals, I think they drop a little bit. If you just go back, you could do the draft again. Look at their draft. They're going to drop. I can see this right now. They're going to drop. I think the Bills kind of took a step back. Even though they went defense, they kind of took the step back because where New England drafted, New England, that's the team that had drafted like hit, like, yeah, that's the team. So we're going to have some competition this year in the AFC, definitely, because also those are teams we play against. You know, the NFC East, the AFC East, and we playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I was looking at the Detroit draft, the Chicago Bears draft. Chicago did an excellent job on offense. So I just can't wait and stuff like that. And I'm excited for the new year. And I saw you raking these draft, giving them their grades. I would agree with you with most of them. A lot of them, I would think like the later half, maybe one or two might slide in to the roster spot. But like I said, most of them are going to be practice squad people, mainly playing in the preseason and stuff like that. So I already knew those later rounds going to be mainly for preseason stuff. It's really for preseason. So I think it's a good draft. I get it a B, a solid B, at 85 to an 87 grade. I give it a solid B, and that's all, Coach.
Appreciate you, Marcus. We got for once my whole screen lit up, so I got to get you up out of here. I appreciate you, Marcus. It's the first time I've had my whole screen lit up, probably ever. So, all right, thank you, man, and we definitely will run this back later on and have one of them left, but we'll run this back definitely for the schedule release. So that's Marcus calling in. Y'all can thank Marcus for having this call-in show. He was an inspiration behind it, so I'll get with you soon. Appreciate you, big dog.
All right, Coach.
All right. So you are not last. I'm letting you know, big dog. You are not last. There are a ton of people behind you, but y'all turn your volumes. Well, you ain't got nothing to yell about today, so we ain't got to turn our volume down. You ain't got nothing to yell about today. What's good, Rafe?
All I can say is congratulations. People hating. Looking, now we made it. Listen, no, I don't have nothing to yell about. I have to disagree with like almost everybody on the calls. Only because at first I would agree with everybody when I first watched the draft, right? And you said it yourself that when the draft went on, you could see the vision. And I feel like I say that because if you really think about it, we set up steals for the first two rounds. Getting Mike Green was a steal of the draft. I don't care what people ever say. That's a steal. That is a big steal. I know some stuff happened in the past, but it's personal. But that's a steal. And I know where people is going the mindset of, we could have got a better lineman. We got to get a better lineman. But I think nobody. I don't think people's thinking about. I don't think people's thinking on the side of how the Ravens thought about it. I think the Ravens thought about it as like, okay, well, we have something that we can automatically say we have starters for. If the season started right now, we have starters, right? Mm-hmm. That's how they see it. And if you get quality depth, and remember, they actually, and I was very surprised, they addressed the depth of the offensive line. They addressed that, right? So if you address the depth, plus the fact that you get a decent guy, like, for example, he said Emery Jones in the last call, right? Emery Jones. Well, yeah, he got some stuff to work on it, but, like, so it's like you got to work on it, but Emery Jones is, you can polish him more later. You got to understand that these guys that's on the offensive line is going to learn from a couple of vets. They're going to learn from Linderbaum, right? They're going to learn from Rosegard. Rosegard's not a veteran, but they're going to learn from Rosegard. And they're going to learn from Ronnie Stanley, who is now on a brand new contract, right? Is that correct? A brand new contract. So if you got a better contract, Ronnie Stanley, that's a vet, and you got Linderbaum that's going to be teachable, and you can even learn from Rosengarten that's guarded. Shut down J.J. Watt. If I'm a lineman on the team, I want to learn from Rosengarten because he shut down one of the best defensive ends in the league. J.J. Watt, linebacker, but I call him an end, but linebacker T.J. Watt. So I really have no issue on the draft. For the first time, I can say, well done, EDC. Now, maybe did you get a little bit of a little talk from Ozzy? You probably did, but you did a wonderful job, and for me, like as much as I hate EDC, I'm not gonna lie, that boy EDC cooked up this draft. I don't know how people are seeing it because he cooked up. I think he cooked up, man, and I was talking to Engrave. Huh?
I think he did too. Go ahead with your point though.
Yeah, I think he cooked up. Especially I know we could have got more polished people, but I think they're just looking at it more of like, hey, we got starters immediately. Let's address the depth, and wherever that needs to, like you said, it was a guy that was project, and that's a project. Wherever that needs to be, polished a little bit, it will happen because we have offensive linemen who was ready to teach the young bucks coming in, such like I said, Stanley, Linderbaum, and Rosengarten. Now, I was talking to Engraven about. I said that I think Shadir Sanders was probably the most disrespectful thing ever meant in football, and Engraven brought up the Lamar Jackson disrespect, and that was the highest, right? That was the most disrespectful. But after this draft, I can't give it to Lamar. Now Lamar to me is the second most disrespectful to any draft. To be a top 5 quarterback and to be the most hyped fan favorite, and you find yourself in the 5th round, coach, if that ain't the most personal vendetta against the Sanders family, I don't know what to say. I don't. Daniel Gabriel and Johnny Stark, what was the man's name? I forgot. Stock? You're telling me Stock and Sanders got picked up? Daniel Gabriel got picked up?
Dylan Gabriel.
I'm sorry.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Yeah. There's no way in the world. I didn't even know who Dylan Gabriel was. I don't know who Dylan Gabriel was. I'm sorry. I didn't know who Dylan Gabriel was, bro. But, Coach, man, I think it was an amazing draft by DC. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, I haven't done to really yell about at all. It was a wonderful draft. And y'all, shout out to you, Coach, for covering it as many rounds as you could. I'm sure you had life stuff to take care of at the end of the day. So I ain't got nothing much to say, Coach. I appreciate the call, man.
Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you. We'll be back soon.
Yes, sir.
We had a level-headed Rave Kingdom today, and we are officially two separate people. So we can put it to bed. Two separate people. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Two separate people. Reg, if you know, you know. Two separate people. If you know, you know. Oh, that's see? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. What's your name and what you got for me today?
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm good. What you think about this draft?
Say, man, I'm going to ramble a little bit. Be patient with me a little bit, Coach. But I want to compare the two safeties, Starks and Nick Emery, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his name from South Carolina.
Emery. But we just say Nick.
Okay.
Nick.
Nick. Yeah, tall Nick. Yeah. Tall Nick. Coach, there's a reason why the Ravens defense is historically great. Okay. They don't draft athletic. They draft football players, Coach. Mm-hmm. Nick, I watched his film. He's 4.38, but it doesn't show because his instinct, his IQ, he plays 3 to 4 seconds later than Starks. Starks is a 4.38 on that football field. He's a playmaker. He's a play disruptor. You know, he breaks plays down before the play develops. Nick, he's more like 50 years later. So instinctively, he's not going to be that guy that's going to go out there, blow plays up. No, he's just not. That's not his game. His game is honestly superficial. All his picks, like 90% of his picks, were bad muff passes. I'm talking about Nick from South Carolina. Mm-hmm. But most of his picks were just horrible back QB play. Whereas though with Starks, this man went after that football, right? He went after it. He attacked it at his highest point. He attacked it. So I'm looking at two different distinguished players. One is a football player. The other one is just an athletic freak. You know, so I'm glad the Baltimore Ravens wasn't like the old Raiders of Al Davis just drafting players because they fast, or the Bengals who they got stored just because he's a freak athlete. I'm glad the Ravens stuck to that board. Great job by the Ravens getting an actual John Madden / Bill Belichick type of defensive player, right? And Starks, A++ down the board.
Do you know where
your guy
South
Peebles,
Carolina went?
He went to Seattle. He went to McDonald.
Yep. And I think Mike's gonna try to turn to Kyle. I think.
It ain't gonna happen, Coach.
I agree.
He's not Kyle. He's not super duper Kyle like Ingrave and says super. No. He plays too. He doesn't play. I don't see a dog in him. I don't see him being that guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's you know who he remind me as, Coach? He remind me of the Clemson linebacker that the Arizona Cardinals drafted a few years back.
You
know what I'm talking about?
Now. I know you're talking about, yeah. I can't think his name, but he with the Giants now.
He with the Giants now.
But go ahead.
What is his name?
Simmons. Isaiah Simmons. Thank you, Jared. Isaiah Simmons.
Okay. That's him. That's Nick. That's Big Nick right there. A project player that you got a situational put in position to do special things, but not a player you're going to really scheme against and be, oh my goodness, we got to go up against Nick. Or like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick back in the day with Ed Reed when they used to scheme, all right, we got to find number 20. That's Starks. Starks is going to be the guy that quarterback's going to be like, look, where is he at? Hollow Reed, where is he at? That's the guy that quarterback's going to not have good sleep at night before. You feel me? That's that guy. I'm not even going to talk about Mike Green. He's solidified. If any team would have got him in the top 2, top 3 without the allegations off the field, to me, he's better than Abdul Carter. Way better. He had a 92% run grade, 91% sack grade, solidified. That no need to talk about him. He's him.
I think.
But your boy, you was talking
big school. The big school. I think that's the only difference. Because Abdul went to a big school and Mike Green went to Marshall. I think that's the only difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. I looked at that, and Abdul called us him too. Like, I'm not gonna hate on Penn State. I'm a Maryland guy, but Abdul Carter whooped the crap out of Maryland this year single-handedly. I ain't mad at him, man. Good job picked by the Giants. But your boy Peebles, woo, Coach, I want your opinion on this. Do you think they're going to move Broderick Washington, nose tackle, and let Peebles run the outside?
Like on the second unit, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. Like when they take Travis and Matabike out together, I can see Peebles being the Matabike and Broderick being the Travis in that second group. I definitely could see that. Definitely could see that. And then if they'd be like a third and long, I could see that being like a Matabike and Peebles. If it's like a 3rd and 9 or a super long situation, I can see that. Or I can see Matabike coming out and Peebles being the only defensive lineman in there, and them sliding one of their edge guys inside, and then having Mike Green, maybe Oway, and maybe another edge guy out there as like a NASCAR package. I can see it.
That'll be Chuck, Master Chuck on that. That's going to be a master scheme right there, man. What you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And Chuck got to bring that to life.
Or got chess pieces to play with now. Whereas
when
he first got the job, I thought he was pigeonholed to, okay, this guy got to be here, this guy got to be here, this guy got to be here, because they can only play one spot. Now I think he got a bunch of queens on the board and not just rookies.
Ooh. You know what Ray Lewis said years back? Ray Lewis said it best. He said, we don't need a bunch of sexy players. We just need players that we can scheme, that do their job.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for. Scheme guys who's going to come and do their job. And your guy, Peebles, man, he, off the tape, tell me you agree with me, Coach. You may come on. Like Chad, I want you to say on Nightcap, work with me now. Work with me. Hear me out now. I want the callers to hear me, man. Like, real talk. I'm getting Geno Atkins / Dwight Freeney out of Peebles. That's what when I see him, that's what comes off my mind.
I'm going to give you a name better. Jeremiah W. in the chat threw out John Randall.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Randall was like 5'11", too. And had that nasty spin move and could work with leverage. But you're getting a Freeney type dude with that spin move too, yeah.
Yeah, that's what comes off my mind. Freeney with the spin move. Geno Atkins, like you said earlier about the lower center of gravity, the power, the leverage, and people kept talking about, man, why they got that look? Like, y'all don't know football. That guy is low center of gravity, power. Like he it's not like he was like a Jalen Ferguson that just won a bull rush. Jalen Peebles, y'all got sack daddy Jalen Ferguson. He didn't do nothing. Well, that's because Jalen didn't have an arsenal of technique. He was just a bully, trying to bully the bullies, and that didn't happen. Yep. But this guy here, with all honesty, yeah, I could see him getting at least 4 to 7 sacks. But I think his thing is, he's going to cause a lot of blow-ups. I think he's going to cause a lot of pressure and force a lot of interceptions. Because I think 4 to 7 sacks, and that's only saying because we know he's going to be a rotational player. He's not going to be a first, second, third, fourth, third and short, 3rd and 2. We know he's not going to be out there. That's not his strength. But if he was an all-day player, I'll give him even 8+ sacks. Because that spin move is wicked, Coach.
I know.
That leverage, 6 foot, 280, running 4.9, 40. Whoo! Lower body explosion. Yeah, he's tackle's going to hate him.
Because you ain't going to see it coming because you're going to get Matabike and Travis, like so much of them that when he come in there, you're not going to be ready for that because your muscle memory going to be ready for whatever Travis and Matabike throwing at you.
It's freak science, man. It's freak science. This is going to be nasty. And your boy Emery Jones. Emery Jones is Deacon Jones of offensive line, man. Nasty. Emery is solid. And again, like I hear some callers say, gave it, wasn't in love with it. Nick Bolton from NC State was next best choice, but I said, okay, SEC guy, Emery Jones, he's gone up against some of the best SEC has to offer in D linemen. So you talking about toughness, you talking about ready-made pro. He's seen the best. He's been up against the best. And as a guard, his grade goes way up. We know he can play guard. And he has the mindset to play anywhere on that line to play. He's a dog. He's a earth mover. He's a road grader. He's a guy that's no nonsense. He's going to do his job. Okay, as a tackle, we knew he wasn't going to be a day. No, can he play right away? Maybe, with the right coaching. But as a guard, he's Daniel Falele. Bye-bye. That's nah.
We got to get the left guard first because Falele submitted right now. Falele submitted right now. That's like one of the other callers said. Falele is a hardball guy, so he ain't going nowhere yet. Falele gonna have to really play bad for them to take him out, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, I have to agree, because we know Harbaugh loves his. If you're a Harbaugh guy, great guy. And my coworkers, we always make a joke of Harbaugh and talking about if you're a great guy, you do Girl Scout cookies. Like if you don't got to be a great football player, just be a great guy. You do a play. So it's unfortunately, you're right that Falele is a great guy and Harbaugh loves him, and unfortunately, but. Emery is what the Ravens need. Like, he going back to the Ray Lewis, that toughness, that nasty way of, you want football players, Emery Jones is it. I'm glad we got him. I wanted Bolton from NC State, but the Packers got him. Oh, well. But an SEC guy, nice job. And I'm leaving one more thing. The boy from Rutgers. I like how you broke it down about his how we can use him, because people was like we could have gone this route, but as far as field goal blocking, special teams, he's a 4.39 guy. I think I forget his name. Longerbeam. Yes. Rangy guy. He's a guy that can definitely help out on field goals. So, I give this draft with scheme and strategy, I give it an A+, only because I like the vision of what we brought these guys in for. The 2 picks off the bat won the draft by itself. Those 2 picks, if Eric DeCosta just had those 2 picks, won the draft in itself. Because, like I said, Willie Green could have easily gone in the top 10, take away this off-the-field allegations. Shit, you couldn't even get mad if a team picked them in top 3, top 4.
Right.
You can't argue with that production. You just can't argue that this man was just single-handedly a complete player. And I heard somebody say something about we haven't had a guy like that since Terrell Suggs.
Yeah.
And Terrell Suggs was, So on that note, Coach, we need another Suggs, because Oweh, man, he just don't play with common sense to me. I like Oweh, I really do. I like his upside, but all that 40 time and all that's not. You can tell that 4.38 speed Oweh supposedly had. It don't apply on the field.
That's a COVID 40.
Huh?
That's a COVID 40.
The COVID 40.
Yeah, when that year we didn't have a combine. Everybody was running.
Oh, right.
Everybody was.
That's right. It don't show. That speed. I like Oweh, but I mean, if we had to draft him and trade him, I would have been okay with it. But Oweh, his speed, he takes bad angles. A lot of his sacks are clean up sacks after in clean up dead time in the game when game over. So it's a lot of manipulation with his sacks. That just don't really stand out. But we need a guy that's a disruptor throughout the game that's going to kill the game for any team. And that's what your Mike Green and Peebles is going to be. They're going to be the guys that's going to show Oweh, like, this is how you get it done.
Right.
I agree. But on that note, Coach, I appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate you. Hey, great call, too, man. Don't be no stranger. When we go live again, hey, come through.
Oh, most definitely, man. All day, man. I follow you every Sunday, man. Even when we lose, I appreciate you. When the Ravens do lose, you had the vent sessions. I can never get in because your line be full, man. But I catch you when I can get on when the line ain't full, man. But Yeah, man. Great conversation, man.
I appreciate you, man. Have a great Sunday.
All right, same to you. Be blessed. Thank you.
You too. All right, we got three more. Let's see. I think I got a name. What's your
How's it
name?
going,
What you
Coach?
got for me today? What's good with you?
What's going on, Coach? It's Aaron from Savannah, Georgia, representing the Georgia flock down here in Georgia.
What's good, Aaron? What you think about this draft this weekend?
I think the draft was the name of this draft. If we had to label this draft for the Ravens, it was just production and ruthless aggression.
Okay.
That's literally what we did, and I loved it. I was shocked personally with Malachi Starks. I thought they had a label for him, but I also thought, knowing the Ravens, they'll zigzag and get Nick. But I was surprisingly shocked that they took him. I think he's a great pick at safety. He will go well with Hamilton in the backfield. And I was surprised that Green was there at 59 because I was a bigger fan of Devin Ezeraki, Donovan Ezeraki. I was more of a fan of his, but I actually loved Green was on my number 2 on my big board. So I was even more surprised that he took him. And the rest of the draft, I was like, everything was about depth and production. That's all I cared about, depth and production. And I really gave this draft a A+ on just that alone because they got everything. They addressed the holes that we probably needed. I'm not like with Owe and Ojabo, like I understand like those guys, especially with Owe being a COVID pick, like I wouldn't call him that. He has a double digit sack year, so I'm proud of him for that. Ojabo, I don't know what to do with him. And Tavius Robinson, he's been producing when he got drafted. He showed why he got drafted. Tavius is somebody that he's going to need more development, but he's a guy that if I need to, he'll go get it for me. And what this class showed that, hey, we're building off what last year and the year before, and we're just building on production and ruthless guys. We're just picking nothing but dogs in this class. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that you definitely got some guys that play with a ruthless abandonness that they, for lack of a better word, they play like Ravens. They play balls to the wall, especially even more so than the first two guys. I think Teddy Buchanan plays like a Raven. I don't know how much linebacker he's going to play.
I'm seeing Teddy's tape is like, I see why they drafted him. It's like he's freakishly athletic. He's kind of like but he's also cerebral in a sense. Like he can be like a Roquan side character. He's a partner with Roquan.
Definitely that. So I agree, man. We got a bunch of guys, man, and I feel like they did a great job. So matter of fact, shout out to the scouts, man, that did their homework on these guys, and shout out to whoever did the digging on the non-football Mike Green stuff and sold it to the brass to say, hey, let's take a shot on this dude. Whoever was in charge of doing that, salute to them for doing their job of selling it to the brass and say, hey, let's take a flyer on this guy because this guy could change the way the entire defense goes because him getting pressure will help every DB cover. If you got to cover for 3 seconds rather than 4, that makes a huge, huge, huge difference on the back end.
I think for me, my favorite pick was Tyler Luke, the kicker, because the kicking got a leg on him. I was surprised that he was still on the board. Like I said, on my draft board, I had him and Ryan Fitzgerald at 1 and 2. So, like, to see that Tyler Luke was on the board and we drafted him, and I was watching some of this stuff, the kid got a leg. The kid can kick it from 70, and I was like, that's wonderful. So I was like, and as much as I love Tuck, I I think Tuck is got like maybe a year or two left in him, and just whatever happens with the NFL brass and how they plan to punish him, I think he may be gone for a couple games or maybe the year, depending on how they handle it. But a good thing that we did have an insurance with him, and also even with LaJohntay Wester. He's also an insurance for Zay Flowers, because we didn't have Zay in that divisional game with the Bills, and that I think that really hurt us. So it's best to have another twitchy speed guy that can do not only kick returns, but also he can be that slot guy that can just take it in the house or get us a couple of yak yards behind that.
All right, Aaron, that's all you got for me today?
No, man, I'm at work. I just thought I'd call in and show some love, man. Thank you. Love what you do, Coach, and keep doing your thing, man.
I appreciate you, big dog. Don't be a stranger when we fire the thing back up, too. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday, big dog.
No problem, man. Y'all be there and go Ravens.
All right, that was Aaron from Savannah, man. I appreciate it. Got my brother Jared that's next on the line. So what's good, Jared? Jared, I see you've been active in the chat helping me out with my information, so I appreciate that when this old brain, kind of draw blanks. So what's good with you, man?
No problem, brother. No problem, Coach. And congratulations to your former player, man, Kamari Morales. He's been invited to a camp invite.
Where?
For the Ravens and the Dolphins.
Well, I ain't gonna text him right now. God, hold on. Where you saw that at?
That was my brother JB. He let me know yesterday, and I just looked it up. I looked it up yesterday. It was all on the internet.
Okay, go ahead, tell me. I'm gonna look it up while we talking.
Yeah, man, but if he gets signed out, I'll be great, because he was originally a UNC Tar Heel, and he transferred to Boston College, but he was a Tar Heel fan first. He was signed. No, he was signed. Okay, my brother helped me out.
Signed with
okay.
Which which team?
I think he was signed with us. That's my brother's saying. But I'm trying to find it to confirm it. I'm just saying he was invited as a camp.
I'll look for it.
But, yeah, man. But as far as the draft, man, I ain't going to lie. The biggest surprise, there's two surprises with me with this draft that I was really, really excited about. Mike Green. I didn't even think Mike Green was going to be there, bro. Like, for real. Like, I already had planned to get, for the Ravens pick up somebody like David Walker from Central Arkansas or something like that. But just for him to fall for us, I'm really excited. So all the previous callers are so right. And I'm an HBCU man. For us to pick up Carson Vincent, I'm hoping we got another Teron Armstead. Remember Teron Armstead? He just retired this year.
From the Dolphins,
or 2024. Yeah. He was out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And you notice when he got drafted in 2013, he was a project, but he was one of the highest rated tackles in that draft. And with time, he became one of the, multiple-time Pro Bowler. So I'm hoping that's the case. I know it's too soon, but I'm excited for the young man. So I'm happy we picked up Carson Vincent. But Emery Jones Jr., we got a dog, man. Like if you do research in those stories where skirmishes or fights break out, don't nobody want to see that, bro. Like he like the previous calls say, he mean. He mean. Like a fight break out. Like if you go watch games and like shelving matches, he the first one there. Like you won't like he there for the smoke. So I'm excited, man. A lot of draft experts, they compared him to our former offensive guard, Pro Bowl guard, KO, Kelechi Assembly. So I'm excited. I'm excited about him. Not saying I know that's too premature, but we will see. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited, man. But as far as the corner,
hold on,
Cone?
Hold on, Jared.
Go ahead.
He texts me back. The first text was good. Hell yeah!
Okay.
He said he picked them, but he said he just said he got to make the team. He just said he got to make the team.
Awesome. Okay, I'm excited. Congratulations to that young man. And tell him he don't know me, but I don't give a damn where he go to Boston College. He always gonna be a Tar Heel.
All right.
More
reason to root for the Ravens, baby. More reason to root for the
Yes,
Ravens.
sir.
More reason.
Yes, sir.
More reason.
Yes,
Go
sir,
ahead. I'm sorry,
man.
Jerry. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, you good. That was cool, man. I knew you knew that young man, so I'm glad that was cool right there.
Glad you broke the news to me.
No problem, man. No problem. But as far as the corner, I know we picked up that dude from Western Michigan. I didn't really, of course, didn't watch any Western Michigan game, so I don't know much about him. But I can tell you, we may have gotten a steal with Longerbeam from Rutgers.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking that just off the little bit I watched.
Yeah, we like you said, he has long arms, scrappy. He's better than, of course, he's not better than Marlowe or Wiggins or who's the third corner we got?
Awuzie. But
the other corners, he might beat them out with time.
And TJ Tampa too.
TJ Tampa, yeah. So of course we need to see what TJ Tampa withholds or what his talent is if he plays long enough, if he can stay healthy. But we'll see. Now I'm just excited, man. This was a damn good draft. I have really no complaints. Everything that we wanted to be addressed was addressed. So, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how everything pan out, man.
Extremely. It's a great weekend as far as I'm concerned. Some quality depth is the key. Quality depth.
Yeah, quality depth. And then going off subject, they found the jackass who did the prank call to Shedeur Sanders. It was the son of Jeff Ulbrich, defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Jax Ulbrich, he the one that did the prank call on Shedeur Sanders. So
that's crazy.
Wow. Childish but that was dumb with technology nowadays. You thought nobody was gonna find your ass.
It's crazy. There you go. I got him now.
And plus, no one else.
The conference has been locked.
NFL staff because they were trying to scout him, so it was easy to track. But anyway, yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna have a show later on today, Coach, around like 3:30, because I got two Saints fans. No, excuse me, I got a Saint fan and a Pittsburgh Steelers fan on my show, and they got some explaining to do on why they team did not pick Shedeur Sanders. I just want to hear their perspective. It's gonna be interesting. But Coach, that's all I got, man. You damn good stream, damn good show as always. Thank you for taking my call. You be blessed.
No problem. Appreciate it. I'm gonna tap into you, Jared. All right.
Appreciate it.
We got Cam up next. We got Marcus behind Cam, and then we got Cole. Cole will be our last one. So let's run with Cam. Then we got Marcus. Then we got Cole. Then we'll be out of here. What's good with you, Cam? What's good with you?
Man, I really like this draft. Like at first, I was kind of iffy, but as the whole draft panned out, I think I'll still say it's like an A to A minus. Only reason it's an A minus is because I still like some of the players that we got in the later draft.
Mm-hmm.
Still, and I still really think they're going to make the team. So it's like I still wish that we got to trade some of those picks, kind of move up to have a more, we could have move up in like the third or fourth round. But besides that, I think it was kind of like a home run, man. Especially Mike Green. Mike Green, I'm nervous about him because just to put it in this point, like whenever he's going to be on the field, I think he's going to be great. But I'm worried about how much he'll be on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So like hopefully all that stuff is behind him. So hopefully he'll be more of a Terrell Suggs and rather than a Alden Smith. If that makes sense.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll be Terrell Suggs and not Alden Smith. So but with that point, but with also kind of looking back in hindsight, 2020, but in the first round. And I know, like, I sent you that link on Twitter, but with Josh Simmons having a bull ring, I was like, oh no, we made the right pick. We made the right pick on Starks, man. Like, I want my O-lineman to be either country, hood, or smart, or a mixture of those three. I do not want a Goff O-lineman. Dude has a bull spectrum ring, like not my O-lineman. We made the right choice, man. Like that set me all the way off. Like, dude. So at that point I was mad, but then looking back at it and seeing, especially looking at he hit the septum ring, like yeah, we made the right call.
Oh, Simmons.
He hit a septum bull ring. I was like, oh no, not my lineman, not my O lineman. Get out of here with that stuff. I do not want a Goff O lineman. But with Emery Jones, I do kind of see other people's points.
Hold on, Cam.
I can see it.
Hold on, Cam.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, he talking about the nose ring that like to come out of one I guess nostril and going to the other. That's what he's talking about.
It's a bull septum ring. Like man, he had a bull septum ring. Like get out of here with that. Not my lineman. But with Emery Jones, I can see both sides. I can see it still being like a good fit, but I feel like he kind of doesn't fit the scheme a little bit as a guard, but I think he's good enough to where he could be more kind of like I don't want to say it fully, but I think he can be a Landon Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean Landon Dickerson for the Eagles, Landon Dickerson is a really big guy, so it doesn't really fit like the zone scheme that the Eagles have, but he's just so good that he can overcome that. So hopefully Emery Jones is going to be like that, where he's not a true zone guy, but he's good enough to where he can still be on the field and still be a key contributor because of how strong and how good he is. And with Aeneas Peebles, I really like that pick, but I have to kind of disagree a little bit with the other caller. Even though I really like him, he's still a 6th-round rookie. So expecting like 5 to 7 sacks is kind of like putting too much on his plate, and then it's kind of setting yourself up for disappointment and giving him kind of like an unfair expectation. So this year, if he gives us 3 to 4 sacks, I'll be elated for a 6th-round rookie giving us that. So in the future, you kind of maybe want that, but this year, like 5 to 7 sacks is like for a 6th-round rookie is like you're kind of giving him an unfair expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But anything with him being in the 6th round, anything over 2 is plus for me. So if he gets to 5, 6, or 7, all that's plus.
Yeah, all that's plus. Like hopefully, like also I do agree at this point. I just want him to focus on this season, just to be a disruptor. Like if he can be kind of like a what Milton was for the Eagles,
mm-hmm.
Like if he can have any sort of impact like that this year, like I'll be like this will be a great rookie campaign for him, So I just want him to just kind of focus on that and not kind of focus on trying to chase sacks because he's a six-round rookie. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, like too much on his plate. And with the two corners, kind of like them, but I kind of don't at the same time. Like one, they're both of them are really good athletes, so I really like that for like the fifth and sixth round. But with the first one, and Kone.
Kone.
He still, Kone. He still reminds me a little bit too much of Brandon Stevens. Like he gets caught up with double moves, but hopefully like he can just focus on special teams. The both of them, hopefully we don't have to rely on them to contribute this year. So hopefully like anything we get with them on special teams is a plus for me. And with the last pick, Chris is really high on him, and I kind of am as well. But I see him in August. He's either going to be the starter or he's going to be on the practice squad. I don't really see him making the 53 as a backup. But I am kind of high on him in the future. Like being a contributor on his team. But for right now, for his rookie campaign, the only way he'll make the 53 is if he will be like a starter. But other than that, I think he's gonna be most likely on the practice squad. But other than that, I think this is a really good draft, and there was some luck in it, but there's also some kind of like, I think we kind of pushed our luck with the Mike Green pick, and it was kind of like double or nothing with the Wyatt Millum, the tackle from West Virginia. So we were kind of pressing our luck with him. But other than that, I think Emery Jones is a solid backup choice. He's a solid plan B. So other than that, I think for right now, I would say it's an A to A- draft. But the offseason, I still kind of put it as a B to B plus because we still have some holes on the team, But I think those can be filled out. But other than that, but with Broderick though, I don't see him as a nose tackle. I don't see him being strong enough. Because like, even last year he was getting pushed around a lot, and also I don't want to bring Urban. Even though I like Urban as a person, Urban is washing me. Like I don't like there were too many times where Travis and Nnamdi couldn't get a break because Broderick and Urban were just not doing their jobs. So
do me a favor, Cam. Go find Chris's Twitter, Chris Jokin's Twitter, and he tweeted about a kid that I think we signed, a UDFA, that looked strong as an ox and had some movement about him from Nebraska. And somebody put his name in the chat before you came in. Some kind of crazy name, but the kid, he might be a nose. Strong as an ox, has a little bit of movement about him. Huh?
Well, I think, but I would also sign. Well, even with that, I would still sign another veteran just in case. And but if I do good, honestly, I would maybe think about cutting Broderick because he's just not. He had one good year, and he's not strong enough to really be a key contributor on this team anymore. And Urban, even though I like him as a person, I don't think. I think we have to move on from those type of guys.
His name is Nas Hood.
I think if he can do something, that'd be good. But I would say bring him in and bring in another veteran nose and try to move on from those type of Broderick Washington, Brandon Urban guys, because I just think even though those are good guys, they're just kind of jags, if that makes sense. Like they're not really doing their job. Because like they're not as backups, they're not really good enough backups to give Nnamdi and Travis enough of a breather. And if knock on wood, if Nnamdi or Broderick or Travis gets hurt, I can't rely on those guys to really step up. If that makes sense.
It does.
So hopefully we just kind of. So hopefully we can sign some more guys on there, and also maybe sign another backup tackle. Because even though I like the ACCU guy that we got
85 already.
Yeah, but like who? Well, we got him, but I still think I don't think he's ready to play yet. So So if Ronnie or Wilder goes down, I would say they're probably going to put Cleveland in over him. So hopefully we can sign this as like just another like cheap tackle that we can kind of just have just in case, But other than that, I think for this draft it's a A to A-, and then we can just kind of go from there. But I think EDC really knocked it out of the park, especially with Mike Green. Mike Green was luck, but it was also just crazy. Like that was such a crazy that had me elated, but also really worried at the same time, because like that's all I want from him. It should just keep it in his pants, Like that's all I want from him. Like just keep it in his pants. Because I'm not worried about him on the field.
Hey,
I pretty much have no on-field problems with him. Like, just keep it in your pants. Like, all I'm worried is off-field. Like, keep it in your pants. Do not drink and drive. Like, I'm worried because I'm worried about he may have a Henry Ruggs situation as well, So like, just please, yeah.
I try to get out of here by 3 o'clock. I got 2 more. Let me cut you off right here.
Come on, man. I got 3
o'clock gonna be 2
right,
hours.
Thanks,
You cut you. I appreciate you.
Hey, thanks,
I get with you soon. Cam went left on me. Cam went left on me. he started to go way left on me. I got I think this is Jay. Jay, this you, Jay?
No, this is Marcus.
Wait a minute. Jay was saying that he was up next. I ain't got no. What was he talking about? Okay, that's why, because I know I see Marcus, I read Marcus, but Jay was talking about when was his turn. But I know Jay on this phone. You saw that in the chat too? Okay, yeah, I got Marcus. I don't know what Jay talking about. Come on, come on, Marcus.
All right, I'm gonna keep this short, Coach, because I know we got Cole coming up, so. I'm not trying to go against my brothers that were calling in before me, but they the reason why I drink, Coach. We really got to look at this draft from another perspective. This was a very, very smart draft from Eric. Mm-hmm. He has a tendency to overthink, which makes me nervous about him. So I'm not pro Eric, but he had a tendency to overthink. This was a very, very smart draft. Mm-hmm. He talks like Ozzy, but he didn't draft like Ozzy, to me, until this year.
Thanks.
If you look at his draft, what he did was he told every team member that's either up for a contract or coming up outside of the tight end position, you on notice. He has backups. Nobody's going to hold us hostage as far as contracts are concerned. Starks started at UGA. I'm down here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Starks started at UGA as a true freshman. That should tell you everything you need to know about this kid. Everything. Him being from Jefferson, Georgia, it's about an hour and 15 minutes up the highway, but he's a smart kid. Like I said, started as a true freshman, and then with the offensive lineman that we got, the 2 that we got from
the conference has been unlocked.
Everybody to understand what they're looking at. Why didn't we get this guy? Why didn't we get that guy? LSU runs a power offense also with zone. Mm-hmm. So it fits where we're going. It fits exactly the type of offensive lineman that you said you wanted. I know, Coach, you even pounded the table for more zone. They both LSU runs that power/zone, so it's another truly, truly smart pick. So, like I said, and now, we can worry about Lamar, we can worry about Derrick Henry, we don't have to worry about Adarius. I love Adarius. He's only played 1 season where he wasn't hurt.
True.
So he's the Ronnie Stanley of our secondary. So to me, I love the Malachi pick. We still got other safeties, that can come in there. And like I said, I ain't gonna keep us long, but I just want everybody to understand this is a very, very smart Eric DeCosta draft. Mm-hmm. All them players are on notice, and nobody's gonna hold us in contract hostage. That's all I got to say, Coach. I love the show. Appreciate you. Keep going. I'll always be here to support you.
appreciate you, man. Great call. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday too.
All right, you too, Coach.
All right, and that was more because I don't know what happened with Jay. I don't know what hold he's on or what, but got cut off from Cole. If he calls back ASAP, we can get him in. Oh, we don't need this elevator music.
The recording has started.
Let's see, Cole. See if we can get Cole in real quick. It might be Jay. Did you, Jay?
Yeah, this is me, Coach.
Okay, now we got Jay. And Cole, you get in here, then we're going to lock it. We got Jay, then we got, if Cole can get back in, we'll lock it. All right, what's good with you, man? You had the wrong number at first, didn't you?
I probably did, Coach. I appreciate you, though. But,
Cole. Let me lock this.
I think,
Let me lock this.
I got.
The conference has been locked.
All right, go ahead.
I think overall, I gave this whole draft entirely an A-.
Mm-hmm.
I think day one, I was in love with Malachi Starks. I think a lot of people was like, oh, we should have went O-line. Why didn't we move up? I wasn't mad at why didn't we move up, but when you look at the people that were being taken, like you got the Shamar Stores, you got the Malachi, the dude from, I forget his last name. They weren't that good to me. So I'm like, what are we moving up for? The only reason we should move up is to maybe get like a Tyler Booker or something like that. Ravens has been an organization for 29 years.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 29 years, the Ravens only drafted 4 offensive linemen in the first round. Only 4. That's Ogden, Big Mike, Ronnie, and Tyler. Only the 4 linemen ever in Ravens since they've been an organization to go first round. So I didn't really understand we need to go first round O-line. Even when you look at a lot of the D tackle, it is the way the draft board fell. Like, why would we move up? What are we moving up for when the Bengals, Shamar Stewart was like, oh wait, like that's like oh wait, what are we moving up to get somebody like that for? We don't really need a receiver. Like, I've seen a couple people saying, well, we could have moved up to get a receiver. Maybe next draft, but Bateman, Zay, D-Hop, with likely in Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we asking for? Y'all want to bring Megatron out of retirement? I'll be confused sometimes about some of the takes. But
keep in mind we still a run first team.
I think Emery a dog, bro. I think Emery taking one of those spots. I think he's taking somebody's spot. Left or right guard. Mm-hmm. Somebody out of there. I like what's the young boy from Alabama, and I forget his name, Carson
Vincent.
Dog. I think he got a little bit more technique polish and stuff like that, but he's a dog. He's a straight dog. Like, he gonna maul somebody to the ground. He's way more physical than Filele and Voorhees. I watched the tape, Coach. I coached here in Baltimore, Maryland, Buchanan Academy. I think as a coach, you might be able to agree, we see things at a different lens than like, of course I'm a fan of the Ravens,
mm-hmm.
but I also put on my coaching thinking cap, like, you know what? Let me go watch the film, not the highlight tape, y'all. Don't go to YouTube and watch the highlight tapes. It's highlight tape for a reason. They only show the good stuff. Go watch some film, and then come back to me about the tape first. Then we can have a conversation. I just want people to realize this draft was plug and play. Plug and play. Who can we get in this draft that can come in and play immediately and help us get to the Super Bowl? That's how I looked at it. I think that was a thinking cap for EDC. Mike Green pick, it changed the whole dynamic of the D-line. Along with Peebles, but Owe doesn't have that pressure of being, damn, I got to go out here and be the quote-unquote closer or get all the sacks. Take some pressure off him. You still got Calvin Oy. You still got Matabike, Travis Jones, the addition of Peebles. Somebody said Washington need to go. Man, I don't know. Y'all smoked some good stuff. Washington can play. Washington is not a gap filler, but Washington can pass and can rush that passer. We have a D-line that can get after the quarterback now, and I love it. The addition of Mike Green changed it all. I think the DB Boone, I know some people might not have time, so that's why I say you gotta go watch some tape on him. I like what he could bring. Just hope that it could pan out. I mean, I really just think it's depth. Like, I don't really think too much on it. It's a 6th-round pick. The biggest addition to me was Mike Green, Malachi Starks, and Peebles. I like even the last pick we got in the draft. I like him. When you put on his tape, he can play. I'm not so sure if he will make the team or not, but dude can play, bro. Like a lot of these guys that we drafted for playing. I just don't understand why every time it's like we just gotta look at the positive, y'all. As a fan base, let's look at all the positives. We're not gonna hit a home run every second. Every free agency is going to be a big home run. Every draft is not going to be a big home run, even though I think Mike Green and Malachi Starks, them 2 picks alone was just like changed the whole defense. But I think EDC, I give it an A-. It was some picks that made me scratch my head, but when I think about it, I look at it as depth. Like, those 2 DBs, we probably could have went a different direction, but I'm like, they probably did it for depth because we still got Jalen Armour-Davis, we still got Tampa. So I know Jalen get hurt a lot, but it's just like it's depth, but that's pretty much all I got to say, Coach. I just think that sometimes as a fan base, we got to tap into the film, man. Look at the film, or look at the highlight tape. Go actually look at some film. You got to study these players and see what they do good and what they don't do good. Like I said, the highlight tape was only the highlight, fellas. It only showed the good stuff. But that's all I got, Coach.
I appreciate you, Jay. I appreciate you for figuring out what was going on too, because I didn't know what was going on because I was like, I know I only got 2 people in here, and I know because I didn't talk to Marcus before, so I kind of figured that wasn't it is, but we got to figure it out now. So I appreciate you for calling in, man. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday.
Coach.
Have a good one.
You too. Appreciate you.
All right. So now we got our last caller, which is Cole from Road Graders. Cole, you got
what up,
me?
Coach?
What's good, man?
How's
I appreciate
going,
you
brother?
for waiting and being disconnected and connected and reconnected. What's good with you?
Man, this Canadian cell service just be kicking me out. No, things are going good. I'm just sitting here actually doing some film. My wife's upstairs hanging out with the kids, so I came down into the lab, saw you were doing this, so I was like, let's talk some O-line. But I know you're doing great, and so I thought, you and I had a really good chat about Starks on Friday, and I kind of want to go back to what we talked about because, and I think you said it best. The thought about that pick wasn't so much about Starks himself, right? Like, I think we both agreed, and I think everybody agrees Starks is a good player. It was more about the allocation of draft resources to what we think the biggest need is on the team. And so, I said going into day 2, like, we got to have a lot of picks. I said 3 of the next 4 picks in the trenches. And EDC did just that, and he came away with 3 offensive linemen, which is something I've been asking for. 1 true developmental swing tackle in Carson Vincent. 1 true, tackle converted to guard, and then another true guard. And the 3 things I had on my O-line wish list, all 3 were checked. The only thing we didn't get was the nose tackle, but that's it's the only thing that stopped me from going into that A+ range. It was just not getting that nose tackle. Peebles was a guy. He was on my short list of interior pass rush options that I think are going to work really well as that kind of rotational interior defensive lineman that can come in on obvious passing situations. And, we talked about this. It's like, get Travis Jones off the field, keep him out there to be that one tech and do what he does so well, and then get Matabike and Peebles wide and rushing, right? And then obviously Mike Green is just, he's a top 20 player in this draft, and we got him at 59, and we know why. But nonetheless, that really changed pretty much everything for me. All of the things that I wanted to get in this draft, I felt we came away with. They brought in kicking competition. And, they kind of, that Dellinger, I can't believe he went as late as he did. So I was shocked by that. But that was really my takeaway. I felt really good. I was curious what you thought. I spent, I don't know if you want to dive into a little bit of Emery Jones and your thoughts. I spent more time over the last day going through his 2023 film. And it was Jaden Daniels is the quarterback. We all know it really matters who your quarterback is when you're playing O-line. And I feel a lot better about that pick now.
I can talk about Emery a little bit on the 2024. I haven't watched the 2023. And
Yeah.
and I almost, like I said, I talked about it earlier. I almost said on one of our episodes of Road Grader that Emery was just as good as Will, but I didn't say that because I would have been overstepping. There were a lot. Emery had a lot of flashes where he looked really, really good, but then I had to think about it. Will's a completely different animal. Emery is if I would give so from 1 to 100, Will would be a 93 to 100. Emery would be a solid 85 to 93. Because Will just did stuff athletically that you should not do with those arms. And we know how some people feel about arms. To have the arm length that Will had and still to be as dominant as he is, he's an athletic freak. Emery got all the measurables and still couldn't do some of the stuff that Will did, but still did a great job, if that makes sense. And so I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I think you're nailing what I was thinking, because like that's it, and there's so many plays where I picked them specifically to put in the video I'm going to do, and it's him sliding with his post step first to take on a 4-eye, and it really shows his stout anchor, because the only time that I found he had anchor issues was when he had to get out in space. And I mean, like I've had to do this all the time where you fix a kid's stance, right? And he stands up high, narrow base, and that's because he's protecting that kick step, right? And so when he has to get out in space and he's three steps deep in his vertical set, you can see him struggle to drop his anchor. But when he take a step, either inside or a 45 step where he could kind of widen his base, he's got strong, powerful hands, and I thought he was dropping that anchor real hard. And that's where I'm like, okay, that's that guard skill set I want to see. So if the play is to bring him in for that Daniel Falele competition that I think we desperately need, I think that it's just a damn good fit, because a lot of those opportunities where you got to see him in more of a phone booth and less in space, I thought he excelled really well for, and that's across both years of film.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about Emery. I'm excited to go back and look at the 7-round guy. What, Dellinger? How you say his name?
Dellinger, yeah.
Dellinger.
Yeah, and he's like the opposite, because he's like, it's interesting, right? They kind of had Fraser and Emery as the power guys on the right side, and then they had Campbell and Dellinger as your athletic finesse guys on the left side. So one thing I'm really interested in, I know Coach DC always looks at this stuff too. I'm wondering if they were doing a lot of that gap stuff to the right and zone stuff to the left. So I'm going to try and piece that out a little bit as I go through, because it was interesting how they had such different skill sets on the left and right side of the line. But Dellinger brings that athleticism that we've been asking for. We want guys that can get out in space, especially between Ronnie and Tyler, because he's probably going to be a better fit for that left guard spot. He's just going to kind of keep going, and that's what gets me excited. And then you look at Carson Vincent. Like I keep forgetting we have Carson Vincent because I've been so focused on the guards, and I'm like, there's the kid that's like, he's got every tool you could ask for. He's big, he's long, he's athletic. I love the small school story. Yeah, and the big issue is, like, you go back to the Auburn game, because I think that's the only one I had all 22 on from his school, and he struggles in that game. There's no, there's no doubt that he's struggling against some of those big programs, but it's that toolkit that he brings with him, stuff that you can't coach. And if you go through a Senior Bowl, you go through day 1, day 2, day 3, you see that progress. And that's what gets me so excited about this kid. You get him in there with Warhop in that NFL room, and now he's in a position where he doesn't need to play right away. He can probably sit for up to 2 years, and you can just continue to mold that kid into the type of player you want. And that's where I've been asking for this type of prospect, a developmental swing offensive tackle, for years, because it's been since 2018 when they took that kid in the 6th round. We haven't drafted a developmental tackle. Every time we draft a tackle, they're moving him to guard. They draft Tyree Phillips, they move him to guard. It was constant, but I feel like Vincent's just going to stay at tackle, and they can mold him to be the Ronnie replacement, and that's exactly what the Rams just did when they went from, I can't think of, Whitworth. When Whitworth retired, and Alaric Jackson, who was a UDFA, was ready to step right in there. And they had the other kid, too, that Joe Noteboom. So they've been getting these kids late and developing them, and that's what I thought the Ravens should be doing.
Yep. I said it earlier with Vincent. He should go everywhere Ronnie goes with the exception of the bathroom. Everywhere.
Fuck, send them to the bathroom. Who cares? They gonna be in there crossing swords.
So when I end this, I'm gonna grab some grub and I'll go and dig into that vault that I told you about and see if I can find some Alabama A&M. I doubt if I can find Alabama A&M in there, but this statement right here, I'm gonna close on this one. When you're looking at his Senior Bowl stuff, I felt like day one, he was like shock and awe. And then he realized that, hey, I can play with these guys a little bit. And you see that in day 2, and it shows in day 3. Now, the game itself is hard to judge anything in the game because it's just a lot of other stuff. But I felt that way about Vincent. He realized, okay, I can play with these guys a little bit. And Senior Bowl stuff wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But you see him realizing, okay, I belong here, and showing that. Even going against the Bengals' first-round draft pick, you see some good reps.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited, and you and I, what we should do is we should grab some clips and we'll do a little O-line film room this week. I think we'd have a lot of fun doing that, and the folks out here probably love that a lot. So
I'm down for it.
All right, let's do it.
We'll see what we can get, and we'll get together on, off camera and then put something together for the camera. I'm down with it.
Sounds good. I know you're almost over 2 hours here, so I'll let you go, but I wanted to kind of chop up the O-line with you. But appreciate you so much, Coach. Thanks for doing this, opening the lines up to all the folks out there. I love hearing all these guys dive into their thoughts and appreciate it. So everybody do me a favor, hit that like button for Coach. Hit subscribe if you're not already subbed, and let's go watch that film, baby.
There it is, right? It is. And for those that don't know, whenever he came in the chat box, I got a little thing that pops up for his channel. So you probably have already seen it, but go to, and it's on the screen right there, Road Graders with Cole Jackson. So go over there and subscribe to that as well, because we'll be chopping it up with some film later at some point throughout the week. And do that. Make sure you're clicked and logged in and subscribed for whenever we decide to find our film and go do that. So I appreciate you guys for coming out. We're just going to end the whole thing right here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll get with you